What's up, y'all? Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesday here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. I don't even know if I want to call this a Teachable Tuesday Shorts because I'm going to be honest, this might be a little bit of a lengthy discussion. It's going to be a very good discussion at that. So, grab a quick snack. I'm going to try to make this no more than about 15 minutes, maybe even no more than 10 minutes. But I think this is something that's very good to dissect. There's a young lady on Instagram by the name of Kira J. She says, I am Kira J. First of all, shout out to her. She asked three important questions that people need to ask before they get in a relationship. And she expanded on those questions. So I'm going to read it. I haven't read everything in full. I kind of just took a glimpse at it, but we're going to go into it today. And I'm going to give my thoughts on it because I think she did an excellent job with these explanations. And I think if more people did that, it'd be something serious to think about, right? So, at least, like I said, from the little bit that I read, I didn't read the whole thing. I just glanced over it again. So, 3 questions to ask before getting into a relationship. Number 1, do I have the capacity to prioritize another person? Number 2, do I feel good about myself? Number 3, do I trust myself in my decision? Let's dive deep. I'm going to give a little preview before we dive deep into her explanations. First of all, do I have the capacity to prioritize another person? I agree with that 100%. And I agree with that because a lot of times our lives can be so busy or we have so much going on with family, with associates, with work, with friends, and so on and so forth. Do you have the energy to even have another person in your life? Because being in a relationship takes work. Even the building stages to get in a romantic relationship takes work. So, yeah. Do I feel good about myself? Definitely. Because guess what? If you don't feel good about yourself, why are you trying to be with somebody else? That don't make no sense. Make it make sense. And then do I trust myself in my decision? Now, that's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to wait and see what her explanation is before I give my thoughts on that one. I don't want to jump the gun. So, let's go ahead and start with question number 1. Do I have the capacity to prioritize another person? Relationships aren't just getting with someone because you're lonely or you think that's what everyone else does eventually, which unfortunately there are some people that do that. It's about where you are in life. Do you even have room or time to make another person part of your priorities? If the answer is no, stay single. Absolutely agree. If you're going to be so-called, quote-unquote, too busy or you got too much going on in life, maybe it's just time. Maybe this is just a season for you to chill back and keep focusing on you. All right. I think when you want to involve somebody in a relationship, it's only fair to do so when you feel like you can make time for them. All right. Because I don't care who you are. I don't care what background you come from. When you are dealing with another individual, man or woman, they are going to want your time. They are going to want your attention. I have definitely been with women who were just quote unquote too busy for me. And quality time is definitely one of my love languages. So if I don't spend time with you, it can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's long distance, phone calls, virtual dates, things like that, that has to be a thing, right? So if you got so much going on in your life that you can't make another person your priority, I'm not saying they got to be your top priority, but they need to be on that priority list, then I agree with her. You are definitely better off staying single. Let's move on to number 2. Do I feel good about myself? Too many relationships end due to personal insecurities. Either they're projected onto their partner, exploited by them, or you start to use your partner to fill a void. Oof. In any case, there's no guarantees, but showing up confident can certainly save you 2 headaches down the road. Shoot, 2. Why not 20? Yes. A lot of times we develop insecurities for 2 reasons. Number 1, it could be something internally within ourselves that's been going on for quite some time due to life circumstances. Or number 2, that kind of ties with number 1 to some degree, trauma from past relationships. You got to understand that what your past partners have done is not necessarily what your future partners are going to do. But this is why I think it's important to take time for yourself when you've had a bad relationship. All right? Don't just jump into another one. Don't just try to, as you said, fill the void. Because a lot of us do that. And then what happens? It might feel good for a little while, but we still have that lingering damage. It's kind of like, yeah, y'all know I use Pokemon references on here, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. If you don't know about Pokemon, then you're about to learn a little bit today. It's kind of like you using a super potion on a Pokemon that's poisoned, right? It might help for the time being, keeping them from fainting, but it doesn't resolve the problem. It more so resolves a symptom. One of the symptoms of you being poisoned is what? You lose health. So if I give you a super potion, yeah, that might keep you alive a little bit longer, but that's not going to fix the problem. You need an antidote. Or we need to take you to the Pokemon Center so you can heal, right? So it's the same thing when it comes to relationships. When you've been hurt, you need to heal, right? Otherwise, that damage is going to keep depleting. You can keep trying to fill it up with as many people as you want that can love on you and so on and so forth. That ain't going to work in the long run, all right? I do agree with the showing up confident. That's a big thing. But that also does not help if you have some things that you need to work on. So very important. Let's look at her last explanation for number 3. Do I trust myself and my decision making? A huge part of a lasting relationship ultimately comes down to your ability to choose the right partner. Even if you do everything you deem as quote unquote right, while with them, it will all be obsolete if you've picked the wrong person. Woo, child. Yes. Yes, I agree. Discernment will save you from a lot of disappointment. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flip the script on that. I do agree with what she's saying. But I also want to kind of mix my own little 2 cents into that, right? When it comes to choosing the right partner, I think the best way to choose the right partner is to also make sure you are in tune with God and make sure you are in tune with yourself. When you got those 2 things going for you, it makes it so much easier to choose the right partner, because choosing the right partner means getting rid of the wrong ones, right? If I have a room full of 30 women and I'm getting to know each and every one of them, I'm talking to them, I'm, kind of like that balloon thing, and, let's say nobody's popping balloons. Let's say I'm just talking to everybody, getting to know them, or whatever the case may be, right? I'm pretty sure within the first not even 5 minutes, I can tell, not even by looks, but just by conversation, I could tell, nope, she ain't it. Nope, she ain't it. Yeah, I could work with her. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But it's also coming down to me knowing who I am, right? And knowing how I'm supposed to operate. When you do that, your decision making gets a whole lot better. When you don't know yourself, your decision making sucks. And again, I'm saying this because I was the guy whose decision making sucked for years. It took me some time to really be able to filter out people in dating, to a point now where if I notice something early on and it doesn't feel right, I might continue just to, because sometimes something doesn't feel right, but it could be the fact that maybe we need to look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? But if it continues, maybe that's not a person I should continue to get to know, right? And I agree. If you don't use discernment the correct way, you can still pick the wrong person. But also a big part of that discernment is understanding that just because that person seems like the greatest fit for you, it's understanding that person might not be the greatest fit. And even if they are the greatest fit, you still got to somewhat manage your expectations, because that person could be an amazing person, but that person still might disappoint you from time to time. And a lot of times when we get disappointed, we're so quick to throw everything away without realizing that disappointment comes along with building a relationship with anybody. That's friends, that's family, that's significant others, that's business partners, that's mentors, mentees. Everybody is not going to like everything that you do 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely agree with her. You can do all the right things, but if you choose the wrong person, it's not going to make a difference. The wrong person is not going to appreciate the right things that you're doing for them. So, overall, I completely agree with her. I completely agree with her 100%. I'm trying to see if there was some comments left. I thought I had a section where there was some comments left. I don't think I do. Okay, I don't. Wow, that sucks. I would have loved to talk about some of the comments. But overall, I think you guys get the point. My 2 cents, I agree with everything she said 100%. I think those are very good questions to ask yourself, because we're always asking our potential significant others a lot of questions when we're getting to know people. But I think you really need to ask these questions about yourself before you even think about going back into the dating pool. Or if you are in the dating pool and you're getting to know a person or people, whatever path you're on, I think you need to stop for a second and ask yourself these questions. And if you answer no to any of these questions, I'm not saying you shouldn't be out here trying to date, but you probably got some things to think about before you actually go out into the waters. All right? Well, this is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. I am surprised we actually got this video under 15 minutes. I think this was a very good discussion to have. Drop your comments below. Tell me what you think. Feel free to share this video. Again, big shout out to Kira J. Make sure you follow her. I am Kira J. I'll leave the link for her Instagram below. If it's public, that is. If it's private, I'm just gonna leave it be because you know everybody don't like following that. Everybody following them. But all right, y'all. Peace out. Till next time.